Hey guys, thanks for joining me, and if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello peoples, welcome to Sharp End. So today I wanted to share with you a quick video unboxing of this Miguron knife. It's another budget knife that might be in the running for budget knife of the year. It's a Centurion, I believe it's how it's pronounced. I just got this in and I'm going to unbox it with the Moral, Moral, Moyarl, which is also Miguron and currently one of my favorite budget knives of the year, mill titanium clip. I just did a review of it, so check that out if you want to see more information about it. But let's go ahead and open this guy up and take it for a test drive and see what it is about. So I believe this is $49, although the price is going to come up right now. I could be wrong, but Miguron prices are really, really good. And I believe that they're, for a budget knife, they're using the best budget knife steel available, which is 14C28N. You know, D2 is fine, great steel. And the what is it, A9, RPM9, or whatever it is, the proprietary steel. Ooh, look at that. Is also good. That's, I think, Artisan Cutlery. All right, so yeah, let's look at this. So first off the bat, I gotta tell you, so we got another milled clip. They just basically put the same milled titanium clip on all of their knives, which I super appreciate. And it looks like this is all T8 all the way around, just like the Miguron Moral. Was packed with some extra juice here, so I'm just gonna wipe that oil off. That's fine. Look at those thumb studs. Those thumb studs are really nice. Maybe a little proud, a little big, but I like the look of them. And these scales are really nicely milled, or not milled, but shaped. You know, there's some curvature to them, right? So this is slab construction, and you've got a full back spacer back here. That's another thing I really appreciate about them. Then instead of barrels, they're using full back spacers. That's very nice. And this pivot is a locking pivot, and it's got a nice little symbol on here. So this feels really nice. They have a peel ply on this guy, and it's not as contoured, but I really like this regardless. This is actually contoured, but it's not peel ply. But it feels really good, and it looks really nice too. All right, so let's go ahead and open up, see what this action is like. The jimping on this flipper tab is could be rounded a little bit more, but it's fine. Oh yeah, perfect action. And drop shutty out of the box. The geometry on the thumb studs is great. Really, really nice. Can't finger flick it. Well, yeah, no, I can finger flick it. A little bit harder to finger flick. But yeah, definitely can finger flick it. And thumb flick it. It's interesting how they have this cutout here, right? When I flipped it, I thought that this was going to nest in there, but it doesn't nest in there. So maybe that's just for show, for niceness. But I thought for sure that the thumb stud the thumb stud would nest in there, but it doesn't. That's interesting. Cool. Yeah, so this is also 14C 28N. Very nice little choil here. And the way that the flipper tab is kind of nested in here with the you know, it's not protruding an absurd amount, right? That's nice. It looks nice. And the shape is very nice. The design language this is great. You've got this line. I often like to look at this line back here. And this comes up to a point and then comes down. This is called the Centurion. You've got a double grind. Again, you have multiple finishes on the blade. Very nice little touch. You've got this tumble wash or satin finish down here, and then you have a belt finish up here. That's the same thing with the Moral, right? This is a longer blade, more of a full knife here. We've got a blade length of 3.5 inches and overall length of 8 inches. And the Moral overall length was, what was it? 7.5. So definitely a little bit bigger, longer blade. Action is great. Flips open really nicely. The tabs are great. This is a great knife. Yep. And you know, it's a thick boy, but when you hold it tight, it feels fine. Running on washers. I've already taken apart the Morall, so I know how this is probably going to be constructed the same. You've got slab construction. The liners, the metal stainless steel liners are, you know, milled a lot. I don't know if you can see that in there. You can check out my disassembly video, the Morall, to see how this is going to be. And I'll disassemble this one too right before I do my review of it. If you haven't figured out the schedule, the way it works is on Wednesday, I post a video about maintaining and tearing down a knife. On Friday, I usually do a review or unboxing. Saturday, another review and unboxing. And then Sunday, something that I call like an evergreen episode. So something about like knife trends or a collection video or a piece of camping gear, something different. Very nice. Again, I am highly impressed. Oh, so look, we've got 2 screws through the back spacer here. And this one only has 1. And I did notice that the back spacer on the Centurion was smaller, but this one only has 1. And I wonder how they're displacing the force of this. I'm going to assume that this is pin construction. Yeah, so the clip is not and by the way, this is perfectly centered. I can see right in here, the clip isn't going into, I don't know if you can see the threads coming through there, but the clip is not going into the back spacer. So there's only 1 screw in here. There must be a pin in here that is helping to displace and to take the force. There's a little bit of, do you see right here, there's a little bit of a cutout? A little bit of a cutout right here. And that's because that's where your finger goes. That's very interesting. Okay, so when you light switch it, when you push it down, your finger goes there, and instead of pushing down onto a sharp angle, you're pushing down into this little, you know, 45-degree taking away material. That is a really thoughtful little, I mean, usually I just light switch, I don't push button. But if you push button it, you're push buttoning right into that little recess right there instead of onto the 90-degree angles. That is such a small, telling detail. I really like it. I'm a little confused about this cutout here. Like I said, I thought maybe this was good. The thumb studs would be here. I will say the thumb studs are also within the cutting path of the blade, which I don't necessarily always like. So, you know, I'm a little curious about that. But the same token, this blade is so long, I don't think it necessarily really matters. I mean, if you're cutting really close to the blade, to the hand, the scales here, then yes, this could get in the way. I really like how it acts as a thumb opener. The geometry is perfect. This almost looks like it was a mistake. Like they originally thought they were going to have the thumb studs closer here, but the geometry didn't work out for them, and that they moved it there. That's what I would usually say, right? I would be like, well, that was a mistake, and then they just moved the thumb studs over to make it work, and they left this. But I think that it must be a choice because they're taking so much thought and consideration into things like this, where if you're gonna push button the flipper tab, that, you know, you put like that's just such a thoughtful thing that maybe that this isn't a mistake, and that's just part of the design language that they wanted. I mean, just perfectly balanced, drop shut. Such great quality. It's amazing. I think that the 14C28N they do a good heat treat on. I know that there is some consternation within the community and some concern about the way that they heat treat their M390, and they don't do it hard enough. But as far as their budget line goes, I think it's very good. So I'm just going to throw that out there too, because I saw that MC Metal Complex had a little diatribe about M390 the other day that Miguron makes. Well, all companies are, you know, how they heat treat metal. It wasn't just Miguron, but, you know, he used one of their high-end M390 knives as an example. That doesn't carry over to their 14C28N though, at least in my opinion. Please contradict me in the comments if you want to. So overall, I think this is a great knife. This is really cool. I really like this. It feels nice. It looks nice. I honestly think it might be better than the Morol. Yeah, which is also a freaking awesome knife. I can't wait to take this apart and give it a full review. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time. If you could like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate that too. And if you like what you saw, please go ahead and join me as a member on the channel or as a Patreon member. I have monthly giveaways. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you next time on Sharp Ends. Bye-bye now.